Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listening to John Cash.
It's Mercury retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Can you give me a clap real quick?
How you?
Oh, we fine.
Oh, I'm like, wait, how you?
Yeah.
Don't you got to stand up and?
Yeah, I'm letting you do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm letting you clap. Oh, all right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna keep that in too. You got your super producer back.
It's about time. Happy, joy, and welcome to an all new edition of the John Cash Show podcast.
Wild phrase. Fucking wild. Drop pause in the comments.
Hey yo, we in New York. Hey yo, I hear that a lot in the hallway. The views and opinions expressed by myself do not reflect those of the John Cash Show podcast sponsors and or affiliates. Listener and viewer discretion is highly advised. And you can hear the John Cash Show podcast on demand on your favorite streaming platforms, including but not limited to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Deezer, Odyssey, Pandora, and many, many more platforms except for Tidal. Now, welcoming back to the show, the man, the myth, the legend, and the star of Channel 62. Wait. Wrong producer. Sorry. wrong engineer. Welcoming back to the show, the man with the iron jaw and not the iron claw. The pussy-eating demon with vanilla-flavored semen. The king of cunnilingus. The engineer extraordinaire of the John Cash Show podcast. Josh!
Finally back by popular demand. It's good to be here. It's really, really good to be here.
Is it?
Yes.
It's good to have you back.
Yes.
How's you? I was fussing at him off air. People thought that I got rid of you.
Yeah. You Vince McMahon me, and now I'm back.
I didn't Vince McMahon you. No. That's a bad word around now. I can see the rumors already.
Yep.
No, never Vince McMahon you. How was your week?
I was, and it's been a really good week, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's been really, really busy. It's been one of the busiest starts to the year that I've ever had. But I'm gearing up for a trip to LA. So I'm very excited about that.
Yes, your birthday's coming up.
Yeah. What? My birthday's coming up?
Yeah,
my birthday passed.
Oh,
2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry. Happy
weeks ago.
Well, if you were here,
yeah,
I would know. I would remember.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Turned 39. And
2 weeks ago.
But we're good now. Yeah, I didn't get no gift or anything from John, but that's cool. That's fine.
You got payment.
Yeah, that's true. You paid for a session, so I'm happy.
Yes. Anyway.
How are you, sir?
I'm delightful now that I see you. I'm delightful. I'm splendid. I'm also excited because I'm getting a colonic.
Okay.
Yes. No. Yeah.
Your birthday passed recently too?
Huh?
Your birthday passed recently too?
Yes.
Something else passed?
What else passed?
No, something passing through you?
No. So I ordered a package of 3 colonics from this place that's in Manhattan. Package was $150. It was a sale. Now colonics normally go for like $70, $80, right? So for those of you who don't know, a colonic is when they put a tube up your butt and the machine flushes your colon with warm water.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, it's good for like losing weight and eliminating toxins. And I haven't had one since I think 2023. And, some people get it 4 times a year. So, I'm getting it so I could.
How long is that process? I still don't see myself getting one anytime soon, but I've always been curious about it.
It's about 45 to 50 minutes. It's 45 to 50 minutes, give or take. You got to make sure you eat fiber beforehand, and you got to make sure you drink electrolytes afterwards because it depletes you of, it's like you're taking 15 shits in like 45 minutes. So I'll let y'all know how it went the next set of tapings since it's coming up this week. But I ordered it. I ordered it after the nice weekend that we had, the 80-degree weather.
Oh yeah,
I was like, I got to get right.
I'm trying to put on a few sleeveless things, and you were just like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah, I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
I gotta get right.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm just like, things ain't looking. The back is getting bigger. I'm like, it's not it.
I felt like some of the kids, when their promotion is in doubt, they might not go to the next grade, so they got like a whole quarter to work on getting that. I felt like that. I was like, nah. So, and lately I've been eating clean the past week. Knock on wood. I've been eating clean. I've been eating fish. I've been eating sushi, like grilled chicken, salad, fruits, and all that other stuff. Almonds. I got like 4 bags of almonds in my bag right now. So
Yeah,
I feel lighter.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the doctor not too long ago, and he hit me with the clean bill of health. But oh, by the way, you're getting close to being pre-diabetic, and I was just like, just on the way out.
He's like, hey, big bag.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's up on the dangers.
Exactly. Yeah, just on the drive by, like, oh yeah, by the way, that back is getting bigger. Like, you need to do something about that. And I was like, okay. Heard you.
Yeah. And I feel like my pants
Yeah.
are getting a little bit like looser. My shirts are getting a little bit looser.
Of course, I went to the corner store to get a Nemo's cake because I felt bad about myself after that. But but
I've been drinking,
since then I've been strong.
I've been drinking water, no vodka, no gin. I'm going to go without alcohol for the rest of this month. Maybe see how far I can get into May. So that way I can have a hot boy summer. Not a brat summer, because I still don't know what the fuck that is, but a hot boy summer.
I haven't heard of brat summer.
That was the thing, the rage last year. You can find me on the following social media: IG at the John Cash Show Podcast, TikTok at the John Cash Show Podcast, Facebook John Cash, X at _John Cash, and YouTube. You can find me on the John Cash Show Podcast channel. Make sure to leave reviews on the Apple Podcast page and subscribe to the John Cash Show Podcast channel on YouTube. For everybody listening, feel free to chat about any of the topics, ask for advice, or you can even send any type of email at thejohncashshow@gmail.com. Before we get started, we here at the John Cash Show Podcast send our condolences and thoughts to the loved ones of Val Kilmer, who is known for his roles in Batman Forever, Tombstone, and Top Gun. He unfortunately passed away at the age of 65 due to throat cancer. Also, condolences and thoughts to the loved ones of former legendary boxer and entrepreneur George Foreman, who passed away at the age of 76. He created the George Foreman Grill, which took households by storm back in the day. Yeah. Was that in the 90s? That was in the 90s.
Yeah, I had. Did you have a George Foreman Grill?
No.
Oh yeah, I had one.
No.
Yeah. I mean, looking back on it now, I'm just like, boy, what a gimmick. But because it's not like the grill held any flavor. It just all the flavor dripped off into what you ended up disposing of, and it's just like, you just left you with dry ass chicken or dry ass burgers or any sort of dry ass meat.
See,
but we swore it was great though.
What is the other one? Set it and forget it.
I can't remember what that
like that one I wanted. I never wanted the George Foreman Grill.
Actually, I think my parents gifted me the George Foreman Grill when I was in college. That was like a thing that they did, and then I held on to it for like 10 plus years till the wheels fell off.
Wow, it was in the thousands?
Yeah, I think by
the
then,
aughts?
By the time my parents got me one, they were on like George Foreman Grill version 4 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
They were like,
I was like, wait.
There was a couple different versions. When I first realized it was a hit, they made them in different sizes and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Because I remember the infomercials, but I just couldn't remember the year.
Yeah, because I was in For me, I got one in 04, 05, something like that. But they've been around for at least 5 years before that. I want to say it was like 2000, maybe 99, something like that.
Mm.
Anyways.
Anyway.
R.I.P. Hope his kids are rich still.
Well, hopefully. Now, before we get started, shout out to New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, who made history by conducting a filibuster for 25 hours, speaking out against President Trump's agenda and policy since getting into office back in January. He broke the record held by Strom Thurmond, who ironically held a filibuster speaking out against civil rights reform. So big ups to Cory Booker. As he said, he fasted for 2 days before he started the filibuster and stopped hydrating a day before.
Yeah, couldn't have been me.
Well, it sounds like me before I take my colonic. So
something tells me Cory Booker's had more than a few colonics.
He's back.
Just a thought.
How you doing? Now,
shout out to him, though. All due respect.
Yes, all due respect.
That cleans it up, right? If I say all due respect.
Yes, it does. That's in my logic. It does. Maybe not, for other people, but fuck other people.
I mean it though.
John Cash Show podcast. My show, my rules. So it applies. It's good. It's valid. Now, better hold on to your coins for now. J.P. Morgan is predicting a global recession in 2025. Now,
I wonder why.
J.P. Morgan is forecasting that the U.S. economy will enter a recession this year as fallout from President Trump's tariffs has taken hold. In a Friday evening note to investors, the company's chief U.S. economist, Michael Ferrioli, say that 10 times fast, said the firm predicts that the gross domestic product, which is GDP, will likely contract under the weight of the tariffs. Ferrioli added that the recession is also forecasted to push the unemployment rate up to 5.3%, which means a load of people are about to be unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't also count underemployed.
Yeah.
And people who have
they never count that enough or talk about that enough.
And aged out, well, not aged out, but phased out of that cycle.
Yeah.
So it could be close to maybe 10%.
Yeah.
So the projection comes after Trump's tariff announcement, which slapped a 10% base tax on all goods coming into the U.S., in addition to steeper levies previously placed on Mexico and Canada. Economists have warned of higher retail prices and an economic slowdown and negative effects on jobs as a result of the aggressive move. The pinch from higher prices that we expect in coming months may hit harder than in the post-pandemic inflation spike, as nominal income growth has been moderating recently, as opposed to accelerating in the earlier episode. Now, the forecast followed the previous report from the company that increased the likelihood of a recession from 40% to 60%. It is predicted that the recession would occur in the second half of 2025. So, what say you, MSNBC correspondent?
MSNBC.
Josh,
don't do that.
Josh.
MSNBC.
Okay, CNN.
No.
Political correspondent of the John Cash
There we go.
Show podcast.
I'll take that one.
Yes, okay.
I'll take that one. How nerdy you want me to get on this?
Get all the way nerdy. Explain to these people what's about to happen.
Everything's about to go up. I think that's pretty obvious. I mean, here's the thing. Tariffs are just, people have been saying this the entire time, but tariffs are just a tax on the consumer. Although, this idea that tariffs are going to boost industry. Here's the thing. The idea behind this, the supposed idea behind this is that it's going to bring manufacturing back to the United States. It's going to create more manufacturing jobs. The problem is that in order for tariffs to even work at all, they need to be much more surgical than this. But the bigger thing is that if you're going to do something like this, you need to subsidize the industries that you're trying to boost. So, for example, if we're making rice or something like that, and we want to sell more rice to and we want to boost rice manufacturing here, you have to subsidize it by, probably lowering taxes on businesses that produce rice, or producing government subsidies where the government ends up buying more rice to sort of boost these areas where you want to have more manufacturing. That's not what's happening. You have to do that in order for these tariffs to make sense. Otherwise, you're just doing a tax on consumer goods. The other crazy part about it too is, I'm going to play conspiracy theorist here for just a second, because like everything I just said, you can find that anywhere. I think the thing that might actually really be going on is that there's going to be a lot of companies, a lot of big money is going to quote unquote buy the dip, where because like all of this is man-made. This potential recession that we might be going into is largely man-made due to these tariffs. So what are they going to do? They might buy up all the stock. They might buy up a whole bunch of stocks while they're cheap and while they're down. And then once these tariffs, because the thing is, like, we have no idea if these tariffs are going to stick around or how long they stick around for. I don't think they're going to stick around for that long, but it doesn't mean people aren't going to feel the pain that are going to come from them. Meanwhile, you can buy stuff on the cheap, and then when it goes back up, they've made a whole bunch of money. It happened during the pandemic. It's happened during a lot of things. That are artificially depressed at certain points in time. So that's kind of what I think. My conspiracy brain thinks what's going on. But yeah, all this is yeah, it's gonna suck for a lot of people, including me. It's gonna suck for a lot of people. So
yes,
yeah.
I agree with you in terms of the pandemic made like people richer than what they were. Like, look at Elon Musk and look at like all the tech people. Their net worth soared when everything bounced back. Hell, if you were savvy enough to navigate the market during the pandemic, you could have made a couple of dollars. I did. I did.
That's exactly what I'm not gonna lie. I did that. I wasn't. I mean, hate to say, but like I might be buying right now.
I invested into this company. What is the name? Livongo Health. Anyway, I bought like quite a few shares, by like maybe 20. It was $20 or $25 a share price. It got taken over by Teladoc. And then the shares shot up to like $155 a share. So I cashed out. So imagine if I had bought like 200 shares.
Exactly.
Or 2,000 shares. So that's probably what is going on. In terms of the employment rate, they're also trying to, I think, I'm being a conspiracy theorist now, drive people back on site.
I think that's part of it too. I could see that. I could see the argument for that.
For the commercial real estate, because they're like, okay, we're going to take away these jobs, or we're going to take away these allocations in terms of, oh, this is hybrid, or this is completely remote. I think that's what they're trying to do, because commercial real estate, there's a lot of empty buildings across the country that's not being filled. The rent is not being paid. So, yeah.
And people act like that problem went away. It's still there. Like, it's still very much there.
And all they have to do, honestly, is change the ordinances and the bylaws, and they can convert that to residential housing. But
that's another story for
that's another story for another day. But that's
because it's not like we don't need affordable housing. Everywhere needs affordable.
Why the fuck does HRA, and I only use that example because they have a big ass building on Atlantic and Vanderbilt. Why the fuck does HRA need to have that big ass building? And I know I just went super local and I got like a bunch of international and national listeners, but people in New York, why do they need that big ass building? Why? When they can convert that into housing, and that could be like what, 300 units? That's 300 less families that's homeless.
Yeah. They can figure it out. I don't even think in New York City they even need to build new stuff. I feel like it's already there. Like, it's already here.
They just got to make it affordable.
Yeah.
It's $5,700 a month for a studio.
Yeah. There are people from overseas, that, like really rich people from overseas, that buy up like a whole bunch of places and they're vacant. Like there's nobody in them. They're in them for like some of them are not even in them at all. Like, you know, like they're just sitting there pretty much vacant. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So let's transition, because Gen Z better watch out, especially with them bragging about how they are ripping off their employers. They're going to find out not everything is meant for public discussion. But anyway, according to, like, sometimes just shut the fuck up.
They love to talk about everything.
Like, shut up. Like, we know. We know. Your supervisors know, but don't get on TikTok and brag about it.
Yeah, you don't. That generation's desire to tell on themselves is.
It's ridiculous.
They love telling on themselves.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the Z stands for zero work done. This is according to the New York Post article. Gen Z workers have revealed the many ways they're stealing company time, from beauty treatments to tardiness and working while hungover. I've done that a couple times. I'm not talking about it on social media.
That's also probably half the staff of the New York Post.
About to say something else, but that would be so wrong. Half of my coworkers, old coworkers. Yeah, definitely. While all their names have been changed for anonymity, Zoomers dished. I love how they say Zoomers, because it's like Zoom.
Is that what the people call them? Zoomers?
I get boomers,
Zoomers. I see what they did there.
Anyway, dish their dirty work secrets to the Standard. Their cubicle confessions arriving amid a rise in quiet vacationing and task masking, whereby employees make themselves look busier than they are. People have been doing that since the age of time. Stop talking about it. One 26-year-old referred to as Amy advised employees to read ebooks on company time. Get your email up full screen. Get your ebook up. Minimize it to the size of an email preview and read all day. It looks like you're reading emails and works like a charm.
She got a whole process.
My girlfriend read 74 books at her desk last year.
She's creating SOPs, standard operating procedures, just on how to steal company time.
Meanwhile, I'm telling you, if I'm not doing work, it's because I'm fucking or I'm editing a podcast episode. I'm not. Anyway.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, James, 28, admitted he hides from his bosses and colleagues, telling the Standard that he always has a go-to spot at every job he's ever had. When I worked at a garden center, there was a shipping container where they kept the canned drink, so I'd go and sit in there. I know that feeling. I need a fucking moment. Or sometimes I'd have to help a customer take the compost to their car, so I'd quickly drop the compost in their car and then go and hide in one of the display sheds nearby. I'd just find a little shed and go inside and close the door. Well, I don't blame him for that. Remy and Sophia, both 26, say they are never on time. Sophia says she is often away on teams and doesn't arrive to the office until noon after supposedly working from home in the morning, admitting she relies on the fact that people just generally won't ask. If someone does inquire, not to worry, she's already concocted a tall tale in her head just in case. I literally rely on this concept to do everything. Shower, go to the gym, travel to work later in the day, do my makeup, legit everything, she said. No one has ever said anything, and I recently got a raise. Remy, meanwhile, takes prolonged lunch breaks and couldn't explain how to unlock the office doors at opening. I take 82-minute lunch breaks minimum.
Shout out to these Zoomers, man. I'm not mad. I'm proud. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty proud of what this.
I go for umpteen cigs a day. I will go and sit in the bathroom for a number 2 amount of time, verified by the time I set on my watch, just to escape my colleagues. I could go on, he divulged. To be really honest, it all feels fair as well. Working in an industry where the company literally changes clients by the hour for the time I work, it's always felt like an injustice to not be compensated or considered when you go above and beyond. So I stopped. And then even the scoreboard a little. Just a little, though, I promise. Anya, however, prefers to show up to work hungover, preferring to go out on weeknights and spend her hangover at her desk rather than waste her weekends. There is no point in being hungover at the weekend on your own time. The 25-year-old says she has a point.
They all have a point.
It doesn't take much for me to be hungover, but sometimes I've been out until 3 or 4 a.m. properly shit-faced, having had multiple drinks. Being hungover at work means I'm hiding in a breakout room fighting for my life. I can't do that now.
Yeah.
I did that one time. When I was working in East New York, in Brooklyn.
Mm.
Actually, it was the day after a show. I used to be on DSN on Tuesday nights, prime time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there was a show before me that had Ciroc as a liquor sponsor. And I've told this story before. So we were friendly with the show beforehand. And, well, I was friendly with the show beforehand. And she gave me a couple drinks, with the chaser, pineapple, and Ciroc. I think it was Ciroc vanilla. I can't remember. So I had brought white Henny for my engineer at the time. He decides to open it up.
I'm still waiting for my white Henny, but that's another story for another day.
I'll get it for you. Don't worry.
No, I'm just playing.
You got to be here to get it, though.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
See what you did there.
Yeah. So I walk around the streets with liquor. So he opens it up. We start drinking. To this day, I can't remember the second half of the episode. To this day. But people said it was very wild. And for those of you who have listened, and for someone to say it was very wild, and the type of show that this can be, I'm scared. And I think I accidentally deleted the episode.
I was going to say, did you play it back for yourself?
I think I accidentally deleted it, or maybe I didn't even save it. I was so shit-faced. I was literally at work Googling, can you die from a hangover?
That's how you know it's bad.
I was like, oh. But they showed me, Google told me how to get rid of a hangover. So then I went to the restaurant block and a half away and literally got everything that they said would help. Like eggs. Toast, home fries, bananas, Gatorade, water. I did all that shit. 30 minutes later, now I was normal. But yeah, I was Googling, can you die from a hangover? Yeah. All right. So Ivy, 28, uses company time for manicures, tanning, and massages.
The bigger question here is they asked the wrong question for this article. Question is, are they still getting all their work done? Are they still productive? And it sounds like they are.
That's the thing.
Who gives a shit?
No, some people give a shit because you didn't do it in this time, and if you got extra time, you got to do. Like, oh my God, as long as the fucking job is done, I don't give a fuck what the fuck you do, how the fuck you do it. Like, just get it done. As long as it doesn't wind up in the news or the main office. I don't care what you do or how you do it.
Yeah. Who cares? Like, I wouldn't care. Like, I mean, the my favorite, I'm sure a lot of people listening to this can relate, but I'm just like, my favorite kind of boss is the boss that literally, like, I'm sure you probably had one in your past too, where they just show up to you and be like, look, I don't care about anything else. As long as this gets done, you can do whatever you want afterwards.
Shout out to Troy.
Yeah, we all know that boss. And, so that's really all that matters at the end of the day.
I'm so spoiled. I've had a couple bosses like that. I've had Troy. God damn, I'm hairy as hell. I need a wax. God damn. I'm sorry. I saw that on the
Johnson here looking at himself in the monitor.
On the monitor, like, God damn. Like, I just lifted my arm and it's like Chewbacca in this bitch. Like, anyway. I remember the fuck was I saying?
Talk about your boss.
ADHD.
Talk about your boss.
Okay, so Troy, love Taisha, most wonderful bosses I've ever had. I could walk around Macy's because Troy was at Macy's. I could walk around Macy's for 7 hours. Troy did not give a fuck as long as what he told me to do at the beginning of the day was done.
As it should be.
I knew more about other departments than I did about my own. That's how I'd be upstairs, be like, "Oh, this is on sale. This is on sale. This is
yeah."
He did not give a fuck, and if I was caught, he would ride for me. So I'm like, I love you, like my big brother.
You know how hard it is to find somebody to do the job that you need to get done. As long as that's getting done, like as somebody that has a handful of people that work for him, like. That's all I care about, honestly.
Now, I did frustrate Val originally. I talk about Valerie, too. I did frustrate Val because I was very much, I'm a wanderer. I'm a wanderer. I can't sit still. Okay. Like, people like, oh, you want to go on the airplane? First of all, I don't really like airplanes, so that's out of it. But I'm stuck somewhere for like 3-4 hours. I'm in fucking hell. I need to wander. I need to walk around. Like, so I would frustrate the shit out of her. But she came to realize if I'm happy, I'm producing better than everybody else. I'm producing like 300% goal. What is the problem with me walking around? The work is getting done. So she finally let up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So shout out to her. She finally came on the right side of history. So final thoughts.
Spend money on the stuff you need to spend on now because it's only going to get more expensive. And New York Post, why did you have these people snitch on themselves?
Well, the Standard.
Yeah.
But the New York Post kind of reported it too.
All right.
Same shit.
Yeah.
So, as I always like to say, stay away from negative people, especially if they're supervisors, because more than likely they have negative bank accounts. And let's thrive in 2025. See you and speak to you next week on the John Cash Show podcast. Bitches.
Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to John Cash.